it feels like I just did a Makeup Empties video, and so I went back through my videos to see when the last one I did was, and it was January of 2015, so it's been a while. I don't even know where the summer went, because it was trying to snow today, like there was literal snowflakes going on outside. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and do a Makeup Empties today. I've used up quite a bit of stuff, but it's been over like going on 10 months now, so let's get into these products. I always just take my empties and I put them in this little tub, and then it goes in that empty square right there. That's where I keep them. So I'm just going to be digging out of here, and the first couple products, I'm just going to bring out 3 of them because there's like 7 of these inside of this little bin here, and I know a couple of them I didn't throw in here. I was like, I've got enough empties of this particular product in this little bin, so I actually threw some away as well. But this is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer SPF 15, and this is in Reserve Your Cabana. And I know a lot of people use this like as a highlighter, but for me it's something that I use on my neck to set my sunscreen. And I mean, I use it all the way as far back, because usually my hair is in a braid, and if I miss the back of my neck in certain parts, it can burn. So I put sunscreen all the way back there, and then I set it with this powder. Since I do use mineral sunscreens, it's actually like prolonging, kind of how you set your makeup to make it last longer. I do that with my sunscreen with a powder with SPF 15, so that it helps that sunscreen stay longer, because I'm outside a lot in the summertime. So I kind of went through a lot of these because I kind of do a little bit of a heavier layer in the summertime because I really want that sunscreen to stay. So I have gone through several of these because it just matches up my face with my neck, because I do put color on my face, and then my neck would be like stark white and my sunscreen would move if I didn't do that. Wet n Wild Bronzer SPF 15 in Reserve Your Cabana. Next up are 2 powders from Kogendo, and this is the Myfon She UV Face Powder SPF 20 PA++. I purchased these kind of, I think I bought 4 of them initially off of Hot Look, and I loved this. I love this for setting my BB cream. It was just a nice light powder with an SPF of 20, and they've discontinued this. So now that I've used up the last of my Kogendo stock, I'm on the hunt for a really nice loose setting powder with SPF for my BB cream. The next empty is also a loose powder with SPF. This is the e.l.f. SPF 45 sunscreen. And I use this off and on quite a bit throughout the summer. It's got a high SPF. I would set it with my BB cream. This particular powder, it's not really finely milled, and it's heavier. So while it was really hot and I knew I was going to be out in that sun a long time, I would use this, but it was heavier than what I had liked, and also it oxidizes really dark on me. It would turn much darker than my skin, so it was something that I just kind of put up with while I was at home because I wanted that SPF on there. I mean, I could make it look nice, but it was just a little bit heavier, and it deepened up so much on me. And I do have a couple of these. I was thinking of, I have a solid white powder that's got SPF in there too, and I was thinking of maybe dumping one of those white powders with SPF into one of these powders and shaking it up to see if I can get it to lighten up a bit. But it's not bad. It's just, if it didn't oxidize as much on me, I would definitely use it throughout the summer, because that's a high SPF. Even though it is thicker, it's gonna do the job for protecting my skin. These next ones are the Dr.jart Premium BB Beauty Balm SPF 45, and the shades that I have is the lightest one. They're now called light medium because they came out with another shade in medium dark. Mine are considered the light medium shade now. I've got a ton of these. My Sephora inside JCPenney's, they had a set of Dr.jart with a full-size one of these in there last year, and after the holidays they like discounted them a lot. So I bought like, I think 3 or 4 of the sets, and I just ran out of all of those BB creams that I had purchased, and so now the sale's around, so I'm kind of stocking up on my Dr.jart BB cream again. Love this. I have dry skin. It matches my skin really, really well. A high SPF in there too. It's my favorite. Like I think in my mind, because some people have asked me, you know, what I think of certain foundations, or if I tried this foundation or that. For me, I just don't want to bother with something that's just going to cover my skin when I can use something that, you know, perfects my skin, because this does have nice coverage and also nourishes it while it's on there and protects it from the sun. So this is the route I like to go. Another product that I really liked for setting my makeup, I wish it had an SPF, but it doesn't, but it was a beautiful finishing powder, or not finishing powder, setting powder over my BB cream. This is the Marc Jacobs Perfecting Powder Featherweight Foundation in 120 Ivory, and the texture of this was something like that. It was like a gelée baked type of a powder. It was so pretty on the skin. My Sephora inside JCPenney's recently got a Marc Jacobs counter, and I've been to a few in other places, and I don't see this like in the displays anywhere, so I don't know if they quit making it or not. I did order one of these. I think it was during the spring sale, and the little pan fell out of it, so I sent it back because there's like this mesh. It's baked into like a little mesh thing that's stuck in here, and it like fell out. So maybe they pulled it and they're repackaging it or something, but in any event, this is a really pretty setting powder, and I really liked it. It's in 120 Ivory. I've also got a couple of the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Talc Free face powders, and the shade that I like to use is Translucent Light, and I would use this for setting my BB cream as well because it has an SPF in it. It doesn't say on the label here what the SPF is, but if I can remember correctly, it's either 16 or 17. Yeah, as it says active ingredients, titanium and zinc oxide. It's a mineral powder, and I would set my BB cream with this, but it's a little yellow in tone and slightly a little bit too dark for me, but I made it work throughout the summertime for setting my BB cream because it had that SPF in it, and it's a nice powder. I've got a bottle of the Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce Cologne. This is the 3.4 ounce bottle that I used up. I have a huge one of this and also like a travel size one. This is one of my top three favorite fragrances ever. I love the Abercrombie and Fitch cologne and I wear it all the time. There's another e.l.f. SPF 45 sunscreen in here. They're actually, the container's like huge, but there isn't a ton of product inside of here. So anyway, I used up another one of those. I've got an Hourglass Ambient lighting powder in the shade Diffused Light. This is the yellow toned one. I would use this one more in the summertime to give myself a little bit of warmth, or if I was using a certain type of bronzer, I would kind of use this one to all over my face as a finishing powder. I wasn't reaching for this one as much as I would reach for like the Ethereal Light or my Meteorites, so I kind of started using this a ton throughout the summertime just to use it up. And while it is a nice powder, the tone isn't one that I reach for a lot, so I probably won't repurchase this particular shade for a while. It's the Diffused Light. I've got a Maybelline Line Stiletto Ultimate Precision Liquid Eyeliner in Blackest Black. This is one of the products that if I'm in a big hurry, this is what I grab because it's really quick to throw on. I wish they made a matte formula, however, because it does dry shiny. And this one just got to the point where I was having to really shake the bottle up to get the product on the little felt tip, so I went and got a new one, but I'm sure it'll still swatch. It's black, but it dries with that shiny finish. I've got a little pan here. I depotted a Benefit Dallas, which is something I use as a bronzer. It was one of my favorite bronzers for a while, and I haven't reached for it in a minute because I do have another one, but I used it, I want to say about a week ago, and I do really like this to bronze up my face. It gives you that just out of the sun, slightly sunburnt type of a look, but I depotted this and then I had almost used it up and then the edges had cracked off, so I just tossed it. So that's what that is. And then this next little pan is the Meteorites Voyage Mythical 01 refill pan. When you use the pressed version of the Meteorites, what tends to kind of happen is you'll wear down certain colors of the mosaic and then the powder will start to break. So I had used up quite a bit of this and it had worn down several of the colors to the pan. And so I just took what was left of that because it had broken up anyway and dumped it into my larger tin of Meteorites. And I also did the same thing with the Guerlain Meteorites Compact, which this compact is so pretty. And it's not like refillable, the pan doesn't pop out. This is in 2 Clair Light. I did the same thing with this guy. I used up a ton of it, hit pan on several of the little mosaics, and then it started to crumble. So instead of like wasting it, I dumped the remainder of both of these into my tin and just kind of shook it up with the pearls. So that way I wasn't letting any of the product go to waste. But look at how pretty this is, and now it's like, what am I gonna do with it? Even though the pressed version is more convenient, I don't think I'll purchase any more of the pressed version unless, of course, there's some type of special limited edition fancy packaging that I need to have. Another setting powder, this is the Cover FX Illuminating setting powder. This is what I have on today. I busted into my new one. I love this powder for setting my BB cream. This doesn't have SPF, so this isn't something I really use in the warmer months or any time that I'm planning on being outside all day. But like today, I just put it on over my BB cream, and I love this powder. I wish so bad this had SPF in it. I would wear it every day forever. But anyway, I used up one of these, and this is a product that I have a backup of that I just dug into today, and I would repurchase this guy. I've got a Laura Geller Balance in Brighton foundation in Fair. This is also SPF 15. I mix Fair with Porcelain and set my BB cream sometimes with those. However, this particular product is a little bit too heavy for over my BB cream, so if I were to use it as a foundation, I would use it over just my sunscreen as opposed to my BB cream. Sometimes I do it, but a couple hours into the day, I just think it's too heavy over the BB cream. So it's a good mineral foundation for just over my sunscreen. A little bit of an unsung hero here. This is the e.l.f. tone correcting powder, and the shade that I have is Cool. I believe they have one that's a little bit warmer for deeper skin tones as well. It's a product that I use to take away shine. I've got one of these also in my bag, like when I go places and stuff. It's a product that you can just continually put on, and I never feel like it ever builds up into anything, but it takes away shine. Like before I film a video, since like these lights and stuff can really bring out shine in the T-zone especially, I'll kind of dust this through my T-zone because the heat from the lights and stuff kind of gets me a little shiny, and it appears even shinier on camera. But I use this all the time, this particular powder, and I love it. And then I do have an ambient lighting powder that's used up in the shade Ethereal Light. I love this product. I've repurchased, I believe I have a backup, and I have one that's in use as well. I've been really using the Meteorites mostly, but for a minute there, this was all I would use to finish my face. I love the Ethereal Light shade. And then I've got an Rms Uncover Up Concealer in the shade 00, and this is empty. You guys might have seen me quite a bit through the cold months. This was my go-to eye primer. Really hydrating. The #1 ingredient in here is coconut oil, so you can about imagine. Then it's castor seed oil, beeswax, cocoa seed butter, jojoba seed oil, vitamin E. So if you have oily lids, this definitely won't be something for you because it's quite hydrating and emollient. But for my dry lids in the dead of winter, this is a savior for me in my dry lids and blending eyeshadow. So I did use up this guy, and I do have another one. In the meantime, I discovered how much I really like to use the NYX eye bases, and the #1 ingredient in there is castor seed oil. Again, probably not one for oily lids, but I do have another one of these, and I dip into it every now and again. I haven't used the NYX ones in the dead of winter just yet, so I'm not sure if the NYX ones will be enough for that really cold weather, so I might end up going back to this guy. But I love them both. I must have touched some powder or something. I noticed I had a white like powder spot on my forehead from going like this with my hair, so if you see that, that's what that is. Anyway, I've got some pencils here. I've got the Anastasia Brow Wiz in the shade Ash Blonde. This would probably be my favorite pencil for the brows. I think everybody loves these, and we all wish that they lasted longer. But more recently, or for quite a while now, I've been really into just using brow powder through my brows and then spiking them up with a brow gel. And I've actually been through, and I can't find it. It should be in this bin because I used up the old Anastasia Brow Duo in the shade Ash Blonde as well. I don't know where it is. It should be in here, but it's not. Anyway, that's also an empty, but I haven't repurchased this yet. It is something that I would consider repurchasing, however. And then I've got 3 of the Clinique Quick Liner for Lips in the shade Sky Violet, number 29, one of my all-time favorite lip liners ever. I actually have it on today as well. I think I might have pulled, I was going through my lip liners, and I think I pulled one of these on my purse, and then a couple that were in there that were like shot, and they're like dead. And I have more of these. I know that Clinique came out with some new intense lip liners. Some of the reviews I had read said they weren't as good as these. Some people said they couldn't find Sky Violet. I don't know what's up with that, or if they're discontinuing it. Last time I was at my Clinique counter, they had the Sky Violet lip liner, so it's very similar to NARS's El Agua shade that goes really well with Dominique, but one of my faves. And then I've got a Clinique Superfine Liner for Brows in the shade 01 Soft Blonde, and this was more of like a waxier type of formula. I did like this pencil. When I first got it, I didn't like it because the one that I had got was like dried up or something, and every time I would try to use it, the pencil would break off like through my eyebrows. And so I took that back to the counter because some of you guys told me to do that, and she gave me a new one, and the newer one wasn't breaking off like that. So I do like this pencil. And then lastly is a Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Crayon in the shade Odyssey. Odyssey and Introvert are like my go-to waterline eyeliners. They just wear really well for me, and I feel like they just brighten up and make my eye look so much more fun. So this one is, it's done for. I used it up. So maybe I can, there's a little bit of a swatch. I'm sure you guys have seen this a ton, but that is Odyssey. Yes, Odyssey. So that guy is done for. Those are all the empties that I have. I should probably try to do them maybe every 3 or 4 months instead of every 10 months. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.